Okay, so last night was 8 decades in the making. Hollywood showed up and showed out for the 80th Golden Globe Awards, which comes after quite the scandalous period for the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. And here to break down the official kickoff to the 2023 award season is award-winning entertainment journalist and author Nelson Aspen.
You
Was that
ring
just
my
say
bell.
best-selling author?
Yeah, okay, we'll go with that.
My bad, best-selling author.
Just happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you here because we haven't seen each other in person in a long time.
I know. Well, that's the same thing with the awards, you know. 8 decades in the making, like you're saying, a pandemic, and then the scandal.
The scandal, as you say. Okay, so let's get started because this is their big return to television with the red carpet and arrivals. You're always a dapper dude that you are. What was your take on the red carpet situation?
Well, obviously I'm not in Los Angeles for it, but it was very sparsely populated, and my colleagues that were there, they sort of crammed everybody together to make it look a little bit more crowded than it was. And between the rain in Los Angeles and the scandal surrounding the Globes, it just wasn't as heavily trafficked as in some years. But a few stars did bring the glamour. I'm specifically thinking of Sheryl Lee Ralph looked amazing, and Billy Porter has become a fashion icon and a red carpet staple. And he held his game and gave us what we expected, but with the bonus of fuchsia.
Right? Okay, so just like Billy Porter is a red carpet staple, an award show staple, you are an entertainment world staple because you are always in the know. You did write an op-ed about the Golden Globes returning, and you did say host Gerard Carmichael had his work cut out for him. We know he killed it in the fashion department with 7 outfit changes.
Amazing, different changes of everything.
But how did he do as host in your take?
Well, in my opinion, he seemed very low energy. The whole show in itself seemed very low energy. And when you're dealing with 3 hours and 20 minutes, you need some energy. Maybe all his energy went into the wardrobe. But his biggest task was to address the elephant in the room with the Hollywood Foreign Press's racism scandal. And he did that right off the bat by saying, hey, I'm getting paid $500,000. And I was hired because I'm black. So he got that out of the way and managed to keep his tongue in cheek. And yeah, he did a good job. Exactly. I'll give him a B.
All right, that's good. Because I love him. He's usually laid back. And when he was making the jokes, he's very satirical. So I feel like if you've never seen him, if you don't follow him, you won't get what he's doing and why he's the way he is. Because most people come out with the song and dance. He's like, what's up, people?
We could have used a song. Where was the music? You know, the little lady on the piano wasn't enough
Chloe
music.
Flower?
Yeah, I wanted some entertainment.
Oh, she was good, though. She was making all the, like, the theme songs and all that stuff. Right?
Tough job.
You know, to me, I loved it because it's like, you know, like we said, it's the official start to awards season. And there were some great speeches, great wins, and we have a look at Jennifer Coolidge's, and then we'll discuss.
Press, thank you. I just want to say, you know, there were so many people are in this room here. There were like 5 people that kept me going for, you know, 20 years with these little jobs. And Ryan Murphy, you were one of them. You know, these little jobs that like kept me going. It was like five casting. It was like, you know, you, Ryan, and let's see, we got, well, who else was there? It was just you, Ryan. I don't know.
That was one of my favorite moments. What were yours?
Well, she could read the phone book and I would be amused. She gave the censors a heck of a workout, that's for sure. I loved the Ryan Murphy acceptance speech for the Carol Burnett Award. It was very moving. It was very inclusive. You know, the Golden Globes has to find a way to be more diverse, and not just with people of color, but with just everybody in the show business community. I think he did a marvelous job with that. The whole cast of Everything Everywhere All at Once were just amazing. Michelle Yeoh in particular, just give her the keys to the Hollywood.
Right, so well deserved for that movie, because we're talking about it earlier and how incredible it is. But we're also talking about how some of the favorites don't normally get recognized at these award shows, which comes to the snubs, like Avatars and the...
Well, where was The Crown? Where was Avatar? You could see James Cameron sitting back there just waiting to run up on stage. And I think the problem is we complain about, oh, these award shows don't rate. People aren't watching them. And that, you know, that has a whole cyclical thing anyway. Now, granted, the show was banished into the middle of the week. Traditionally, these are on weekends. This was sort of their punishment. You're going to the middle of the week. And I think the fact that you're not honoring the crowd pleasers at all, and nobody says you have to, but fans tune in to see their favorites. And I don't know how many of the general public is out there seeing some of the shows that won.
Right? But then the thing about these award shows is that then it makes you go see it.
Hopefully. That's
Right?
you and I say that.
Well, yeah. Well, we go, so let's talk about, we talked about some people that were absent from the awards. Not just the winners, but someone like Top Gun Maverick had like a huge year.
That's right, but Tom Cruise not nominated, and I think that was a punishment because he famously gave back his 3 Golden Globes, calling the organization hypocritical. And then Brendan Fraser, the same thing, nominated for The Whale, but he had his own problems with the Hollywood Foreign Press, so he said he would not attend. What I thought was interesting is that 3 winners, Kate Blanchett, Amanda Seyfried, and Kevin Costner, were not there to receive their awards, and they may have had other things to do. And there was terrible rain in Southern California.
They did say Kevin Costner was in Santa Barbara because of the rain. Amanda was working on a musical. And Kate was on set somewhere.
But very convenient. It's a good excuse. I'm working, or, you know, I've got the COVID. Whatever it is, if they didn't want to be there, they got out of it.
Well, so are you going for Critics' Choice to a late?
Oh, I voted. I've have nominated and voted, so I have a vested interest.
All right, critic. So if you don't win Critics' Choice Awards, go find Nelson. He didn't vote for you. That's why you didn't win. Anyway, Nelson, it's always a pleasure to have you. Award season is just getting started, so there will be more talk about nominations and winners for sure.